championship game. Will the non-starters please take the field by their respective foul lines?
Last year we went to the Lacosta tennis tournament, and so my team did this and shit. Cordova pulled out, but we were like, my team there. Just do it yourself. Let me be sure about it. He's like,
Introducing the head coach of the Marian Catholic Crusaders, Mr. Ed Johnson, and his assistant coaches, Jose Cruz, Juan Eichelberger, and Donald Canedo. And now the starting lineup for the Crusaders. Leading off at second base, number 2, Ismael Salas. Batting second, the designated hitter, number 8, Memo Siqueiros. Batting third, the pitcher, number 11, Fernando Castillo.
The pitcher? Is the third hole?
Batting fourth, the shortstop, number 3, Sal Castellanos.
That's not a game.
Oh, yeah.
And then 2 different games, I see the whole time. That's why he's definitely not it.
Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 10, John Sullivan. Batting fifth, correction, batting sixth, the left fielder, number 15, Cesar Siqueiros. Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 25, Jorge Caluada. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 19, Cesar Serrano. Batting ninth, the catcher, number 13, Jerry Palacios. In center field for the Crusaders, number 6, Alex Granados.
How old were you the first year you played down there? Like 14?
And now introducing the head coach of the Francis Parker Lancers, David Blassie. And his assistant coaches, Steve Watson and Zach Brady.
Waddy! I thought he played different Waddy.
And here's the starting lineup for the Lancers. Leading off in center field, number 11, Steve Black. Batting second, the shortstop, number 10, Will Scott.
Social science, I'm going for CT.
Batting third, the third baseman, number 17, Aaron Sanchez.
Oh, I know, I was going to do that, but they fucking put on
Batting fourth, the catcher, number 16, Ben Coughlin.
That's what I am. I'm the little study.
Batting fifth, the pitcher, number 8, Matt Kemp.
My girlfriend just took the B-clad.
Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 23, Kevin James.
She went to Costa Rica after.
Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 22, Jeff Goodall. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 5, Garrett Hale. Batting ninth, the left fielder, number 9, Rod Hill.
You really like it, Billy?
Hey, are you going to stay for the game? Are you going to watch the game tonight?
Who's up?
Grossmont has like 6 kids over 6'5". Dude, they're so huge. They're the biggest team I've ever seen.
And playing first base, number 13, Mike Shotton. Our umpires this afternoon, behind home plate, calling the balls and strikes, Don Garvin. At first base,
all right, everybody, welcome to beautiful Tony Gwynn Stadium here on the campus of San Diego State University. I'm Jeff Scott, and we're here for the CIF Division IV Sectional Baseball Championships between the Francis Parker Lancers and the Crusaders of Marian Catholic High School. Out on the field right now to take their warm-ups, the home team, the Lancers of Francis Parker. Head coach of the Francis Parker Lancers is Dave Glassy. Starting on the hill is the pitcher Matt Kemp, number 8 for the Lancers. Behind the plate, number 16 catching Ben Coughlin. The first baseman today, Mike Schotten. Playing second base, Kevin James. The shortstop is Will Scott. The third baseman, Aaron Sanchez. In left field, Rod Hill. The center fielder is Steve Black. And playing right field is Jeff Goodall. Substitutes for the Francis Parker Lancers, number 14, Ben Wright. Number 2, Pat McQuinn. Number 25, Drew Bicey. Number 19, Evan Bergner. Number 3, Sean Robbins. Number 24, Ian McKinley. Number 21, Joe Melorano. And number 15, Alex Duke.
batting in the first position. The second.
Leading off for the Marian Catholic Crusaders, number 2, Ismael Salas. Ismael leads the state in career home runs. A tremendous leadoff hitter. He'll be followed in number 3 spot by the designated hitter, Memo Siqueiros. And then the pitcher, Fernando Castillo, will bat third. First pitch, drilled down the third base line, just foul. That kept the left-hander. Winds and deals. There's the ball hit deep down the left field line. And curving foul. So Salas jumps on the first 2 offerings by Kemp and drives him out of play. Just foul. Kemp with a new ball now. Looks into Coughlin for the sign. Low. 1-2. Salas, a compact hitter with a ton of home run power, as we mentioned. Batting from the right side. Pretty straight up and down. And Kemp is high. It's 2-2 to Salas. Breaking ball down low. And the count runs full. There's 3-2 to Salas. Kemp needs to throw a strike here. Can't be too careful. And it's high, ball 4. So Salas down to first base. And the designated hitter, number 8, Memo Siqueiros, batting for Marian. Memo and his older brother Cesar Siqueiros, who is the starting left fielder, the only brothers playing in tonight's game. Salas takes his lead. Siqueiros bunts right at the pitcher. Fakes, goes to first base, gets the easy out. Salas down to second very quickly. Kemp looked at second but had no chance to get him. So there's one away. Runner at second.
The pitcher, number 11, Fernando Castillo.
And the pitcher, Castillo, batting third here. Time is called. Now Castillo digs back in. Kemp working out of the stretch. He checks the runner. And it's ball one. One and 0 to Castillo. Shortstop Will Scott bluffs. And a strike. 1-1. A bit of jockeying behind Salas. And the pitch by Kemp. Swung on and driven deep and foul. Over the top of the batting cages. And Kemp now ahead, 1-2. Castillo way out in front of that pitch. Salas still at second. 1-2, now he spins. Will Scott, the shortstop, covering. The throw is late, and Salas back easily into second base. We're in the first inning here. CIF Division IV Section Championship. Francis Parker and Marian Catholic. The Crusaders batting in the top half of the first inning. And it's 2-2 to Fernando Castillo, the number 3 hitter. Ismael Salas taking a good lead off a second. Kemp fires, and it's fouled straight back and out of play. Count stays 2-2.
Return the foul balls to the closest dugout. Thank you.
Kemp now steps off the mound. Referee Don Garvin now back behind the plate, ready to go, signals to Kemp. Kemp waiting, now the pitch, and a ball hit deep. Rod Hill going back on the warning track, makes the catch. Fires it into Will Scott, and a great catch. Left fielder Rod Hill ranging far to his right. A good 2 or 3 strides onto the warning track, and he makes the catch for the second out.
Number 3, Sal Castellanos.
So now Sal Castellanos, the shortstop, number 5, steps in. He's the cleanup hitter for the Crusaders. 2 outs, Ismael Salas still on second base. Matt Kemp on the mound for the Lancers. He fires it, fouled straight back. Strike 1. Castellanos batting fourth, playing shortstop. Trying to bring home Salas from second. Lancers have 2 outs. They need 1 more to get out of this first inning. Kemp inside, and it gets away from Coughlin. Salas down to third, rounds, peers in. Pass ball by Coughlin. That pitch was inside, but certainly not one that should have gotten away from him. So Salas now at third. Still 2 outs. 1-1 to Castellanos. Kemp fires. Ground ball to short. Will Scott up with it. Fires to first base in time. So, at the end of the first half inning, Marian nothing. Francis Parker coming up.
Black.
And we're back here with the leadoff batter in the bottom of the first inning. Number 11, Steve Black. He'll play center field for the Lancers today. He'll face Fernando Castillo on the hill for Marian Catholic. Jerry Palacios behind the plate is his catcher. John Sullivan at first base. Ismael Salas at second. Cesar Serrano at third. Sal Castellanos is the shortstop. Castillo with his first pitch. High ball 1. In the outfield today, playing in right field, Jorge Payuado. In center, Cesar Siqueiros. And it's high, ball 2. And the center fielder, Memo Siqueiros, number 8. Two and 0 to Black. 3-0. That pitch looked like it was just inside. So let's see if Black will be swinging 3-0. Taking all the way. 3-1. Oh, well, strike 2. That looked a little low, thought Steve Black. He started to head down to first base. The umpire, Don Garvin, brought him back. So it's full count to Black. Castillo, low, ball 4. So the Lancers begin just as the Crusaders do with a leadoff walk. Runner at first, and the second batter will be number 10, the shortstop, Will Scott. Will Scott with the final put out in the last inning. Batting second here. Fouls the first pitch back, 0-1. Castillo looking in. And the pitch. Will Scott drills it into the gap. It'll drop in front of the center fielder, Siqueiros. He's up with it. Black into third, Scott into second with a double. And the Lancers have runners at second and third and nobody out. Will Scott seemed to be sitting on that breaking ball. And he drove Castillo's pitch into left center field.
Batting in the third position.
Siqueiros was up with it quickly.
Aaron Sanchez.
They kept Black at third. So Aaron Sanchez, number 17, he's the third baseman. And he hits the first pitch deep into left center on the run. Great catch there. Sac fly, scores the first run of the game. Parker leads 1-0. Sanchez with the ball almost to the warning track. Will Scott holds at second. Parker takes the first lead in this game, 1-0.
Batting in the fourth position, the catcher, number 16, Van Coughlin.
Alex Granados in left field making the catch. Now Coughlin, the catcher. He's the cleanup hitter for the Lancers. Will Scott on second base. Castillo inside. Ball 1. A couple of hard hit balls by the Lancers here in the first inning. And here's a shot to center. Scott rounding third. He's going home. The throw to the plate. Not in time. Coughlin takes second on the throw, and the Parker Lancers lead 2-0. Ben Coughlin down to second base on the throw home. Matt Kemp, the pitcher, now up, and there's still only one out here in the first.
The pitcher, number 8, Matt Kemp.
Kemp, a senior, left-hander. Coach Glassy said he's on the mound tonight because of his senior leadership. Castillo wheels and turns, and there's nobody there. Coughlin dives back anyway. Kemp looks in, ball one. Kemp way behind on that fastball, 1-1. Good pitch by Castillo.
We're winning. That's us.
Lancers lead 2-0 here in the first. Strike two. Castillo now ahead, 1-2 on Kemp. Now Castillo. And again, Kemp fouls it back. Count remains 1-2. Lancers scored their first run on a deep sacrifice fly by Aaron Sanchez. Ben Coughlin single up the middle, scored Will Scott for the second run. And that's where the score stands right now. Ooh, very close. Low, 2-2. You see Castillo wanted that pitch. He thought he'd made a good one. Kemp waiting. Low, ball three. Catcher keeps it in front of him. Palacios doing a good job of blocking that ball. Checking the runner. Kept Coughlin at second base. So it's full count now to Kemp. And he fists it foul. That ball in on the hands of Kemp. He was just able to fight it off and get it foul, and the count remains 3-2. Oh, Castillo off speed, bouncer up over his head. In rushes the second baseman, quick throw in time. Terrific play by Salas to get the force at first. Coughlin, however, moves down to third base. And with 2 outs, batter will be Kevin James, the second baseman.
Batting in the 6th position, the second baseman, number 23, Kevin James.
James hitting close to 450 as only a freshman this year. Doing an outstanding job for the Lancers. First pitch, popped up in foul territory, trying to get to it. Third baseman Serrano unable to, just ran out of room there. Ball bounces out of bounds. Out of play. Castillo gets ahead, 0-1. Castillo now working from a full windup. Good pitch just outside though. 1-1 to James. James trying to bring the runner in from third. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. James pulls it right at the first baseman. First baseman says he'll handle it, and he does. John Sullivan making the play, unassisted. For the third out, but not before the Lancers score. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, 1 man left. At the end of 1 inning, Francis Parker leads Marian 2-0. And leading off the second here for the Crusaders, number 10, the first baseman, John Sullivan. Sullivan swings at Kemp's first pitch. Way out in front of that. 0-1 to Sullivan. Oh, 2. As he takes Kemp's second offering. Kemp pitching with a lead now and a little more confidence than he had in the first inning. Breaking pitch. Sullivan way out in front. He just manages to foul it back. Oh, 2 to Sullivan. Hard hit ball into the hole between short and third. Rod Hill up with it. Gets it back in. Sullivan with a hard single to left field. And the Crusaders have a runner on first. Next up, for the Crusaders batting sixth,
Batting in the sixth position,
number 15, the center fielder, Cesar Siqueiros. Siqueiros fouls Kemp's first pitch back. Siqueiros with a great play in the first inning on the ball that Will Scott hit to the gap. Holding him to a double. And at the time, saving a run. Now Siqueiros up with nobody out and a runner at first. Kemp up high. 2-1 to Siqueiros. John Sullivan taking his lead at first. Siqueiros way out in front. Fouls it back. The count 2-2. Way high. That pitch like got away from Kemp. Coughlin's going to go out and talk to him. The count runs to 3-2. Let's see if they send the runner here.
No speed on the bases, though, Ryan. No speed.
3-2. Hit into left field. Rod Hill up with it on a bounce. He gets it in quickly, but a pair of sharp singles to left. And the Crusaders now a little rally with runners at first and second and nobody out. Batting seventh for the Crusaders, the right fielder, number 25, Jorge Payuado.
In the seventh position, the right fielder, number 25, Jorge Payuada.
Payuada takes high ball 1. Kemp now behind. Fisted, down to the first baseman, looks to second for 1, and that's all they're going to get. Will Scott wisely holds on to that. Good play. They went down to second for the first out. Double play is now still in order. But the Crusaders have runners at first and third with only 1 out.
The third baseman, number 19, Cesar Serrano.
Cesar Serrano, the third baseman, batting 8th. 1 out. Runners at first and third. Popped up in foul territory behind first base. First baseman can't find it. And it falls harmlessly. Mike Schotten unable to see that ball. Looking right up into the sun. That ball first went up and lost his one over his head. Serrano back in. Kemp with a one-strike pitch. Fouled back. Kemp now ahead of Serrano. Runners at first and third here at the top of the second. Lancers lead 2-0. Kemp's pitch just low. Everybody on the Lancer side of the stadium wanted a strike call there. Crusader had dug out. Felt it was low. There's a ground ball to third, just foul. Aaron Sanchez trying to make a play on that. It was just wide of the bag. Jim Ferguson, umpire at third base, making the call. Ball back into Kemp. Two and two to Serrano. Ball hit right at the center fielder. Tagging up his player at third. Oh, and they dropped the relay. John Sullivan, tagging from third, scores on a line drive sacrifice fly by Serrano. So there's 2 outs. The Crusaders are on the board now. It's 2-1. And the catcher, Jerry Palacios, the number 9 hitter, steps in.
Batting in the 9th position,
Cesar Sequeiros holding at first base.
Jerry Palacios.
Serrano hit that last pitch right on the button, but it was right at the center fielder. Steve Black made a great play. Kemp's first pitch fouled back by Palacios. And he's ahead, 0-1. Palacios waiting. There's a pitch, driven to center. Black's got a beat on this one as well. He's back and he makes the play. Steve Black with a pair of putouts on a couple of balls that were hit hard to center field. But at the end of 1.5, 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on base. Francis Parker leads 2-1. Leading off the second inning for the Lancers, the right fielder number 22, Jeff Goodall. Goodall batting 7th in the lineup here. Castillo, off-speed pitched in the dirt, 1-0. Goodall takes ball 2. Low and inside. Castillo in there with a fastball. 2-1 to Goodall. Castillo throwing real hard right now. Down the first base line, fair ball. Goodall turns, looks, and he'll hold at first base. Salas taking the throw from Payuata. They hold Goodall to a single.
Batting in the 8th position, the designated hitter, number 5, Garrett Hale.
Now for the Lancers, number 5, the DH, Garrett Hale. Nobody out, runner at first. Hale shows bunt. Pitch was high, ball one. Coach Dave Glassy giving the signs there. Hale shows bunt again, bunts it in the air. Can he make a play? Castillo with a great diving catch to make the play. And there's one away. Garrett Hale unable to get that bunt down, and Castillo going all the way across the foul line, diving into foul territory and making the play for the first out.
Rod Hill.
Castillo looked to be shaken up a little bit. He's walking around behind the mound.
I'm right here.
Coach Ed Johnson's going to go out and see if he's okay. Coach Johnson seems to be satisfied. And Castillo's going to stay in. Batting ninth for the Lancers, the left fielder, number 9, Rod Hill. One out, runner at first. Castillo back on the mound now. Hill with a nice running grab in the first inning on the warning track to end a Crusader threat. Now up, shows bunt, pulls it back, ball one. Goodall taking his lead at first. 1-0 pitch. Hill tries to bunt at it and misses. 1-1. That pitch very high. And the Lancers having a hard time getting that high fastball laid down for a good bunt. Infield creeping in on the grass. Breaking ball in there. Strike two. And Castillo ahead 1-2. Now Serrano backs up even with the bag at third base. Hill swinging away, fouls it back, and the count remains 1-2. Infield is playing double play depth. The 1-2 pitch from Castillo coming up. Strike three. Rod Hill goes down looking. So it'll be the leadoff hitter. Number 11, Steve Black, the center fielder.
Center fielder, Steve Black.
He led off the first inning with a walk. Came around to score the Lancers' first run in the first inning. Made a couple of stellar plays in center field in the second inning. Now he's up with 2 outs, runner at first. First pitch low. One 1-0 to Black. Black to second base. Salas up with it. Over to first. And the Crusaders are out of the second inning. No runs. 1 hit. No errors. 1 left. At the end of 2 complete innings of play, Francis Parker 2, Marian Catholic 1. For your cue.
Catholic in the top of the 3rd inning. Second baseman, Ismael Salas.
Leading off the 3rd inning for the Crusaders, second baseman number 2, Ismael Salas. Salas walked in the first inning, was stranded at third. Matt Kemp falls behind Salas early here. As we mentioned earlier, Salas really the big home run threat in this lineup. There's a strike. There's a ball driven into right field. And there's one away. Jeff Goodall, the right fielder, had the glasses down, had it all the way. And there's one away.
Memo Siqueiros.
Memo Siqueiros, the DH, up next here. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Kemp's first pitch to Siqueiros. Outside. 1-0.
Do you know who guests are?
There's a strike to Siqueiros, 1-1. Good pitch by Kemp. Now Siqueiros rips it into the center field. There's a solid single. Falls in front of Black. And the Crusaders have a runner on first. 1 out. The batter will be Fernando Castillo, the pitcher.
Castillo.
Castillo 0 for 1.
You okay down there?
Castillo pulls it to left. Rod Hill comes in, waits, then makes the catch. And there's 2 away here in the third. Siqueiros retreats to first base.
Shortstop, Sal Castellanos.
So Castellanos comes up. He's 0 for 1 as well. He's the shortstop, batting cleanup. Two outs and a runner at first. First pitch from Kemp. Low, ball 1. Coach Ed Johnson asking for Memo Siqueiros to take a larger lead off of first. Kemp keeping a close eye on him. Ball hit deep into the left center gap. Center fielder Black back and makes the play just in front of the warning track. And there's 3 away. So no runs. 1 hit. No errors, 1 left. At the end of 2.5 innings, Parker 2, Marian 1. Leading off the third for the Parker Lancers, the shortstop, number 10, Will Scott. Will Scott doubled in the first inning to left center field. Later scored on a single by Ben Coughlin. Takes the first pitch from Castillo and fouls it back. 0-1. Scott takes outside, 1-1. And he hits it off the fist right at the shortstop. Line drive, 1 away. Terrific play by Sal Castellanos. Stay with that ball. There's 1 away, and the third baseman, Aaron Sanchez, will bat next here in the third. Sanchez sacrifice fly brought in the first run of the game, and he looks at ball 1. Sanchez pops it straight up in the infield. Castellanos calls everyone off and makes the play. And there's 2 away here in the third.
Catcher.
Ben Coughlin now.
Ben Coughlin.
Ben Coughlin's single to center in the first inning drove in the second run for the Lancers. Put them ahead 2-0 at the time. He comes on with 2 out, nobody on. Takes the first pitch high. That pitch about a foot above his head. Coughlin waits. Early on the breaking ball, and it's fouled back. 1-1. You're watching the CIF Division IV Baseball Championship Final at Tony Gwynn Stadium here on the beautiful campus of San Diego State University. I'm Jeff Scott. You're watching a George Langevin video production. Time is called now. Coughlin steps back in. 2 outs here in the third. Castillo's pitch fouled back to the right side. 1-2. So 1-2 to Coughlin. He waits. High. 2-2. Castillo's been all over the place with that fastball. Breaking ball. Hit on the ground is short. Up with it. Castellanos over to first. 3 away. No runs. No hits, no errors, nobody left at the end of 3 complete. Francis Parker 2, Marian Catholic 1. So to lead off the 4th inning, we've got a few changes for the Francis Parker Lancers. Now pitching, number 21, Jeff Habel. He's a sophomore right-hander. Matt Kemp, who pitched the first 3 innings, moves to first base. He replaces Mike Schotten. Leading off the 4th inning for the Crusaders will be number 10, John Sullivan, the first baseman.
In the top half of the 4th inning, first baseman, John Sullivan.
Sullivan singled in his last at bat. He's 1 for 1 here in this championship game. Coughlin, a few words of advice for the youngster on the mound, Habel. Trots back behind the plate. Habel from the stretch. His first pitch. Hit on the ground to short. Scott up with it. High to first base. Did he stay in the bag? Yes, he did. 1 away. So 1 out here in the 4th. Jeff Habel retires the first batter on 1 pitch.
Left fielder.
And Cesar Siqueiros. Siqueiros playing center field today, although he's listed as the left fielder program. Habel's pitch high and inside, ball 1. Siqueiros looks at ball 2 and Habel falls behind. Habel pops him up. Goodall makes the play in right field. That's Sun very tough. And there's 2 out here in the 4th. Now batting, the right fielder, Jorge Payuata. He grounded into a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning. 0 for 1 today. Abel's first pitch in there for a strike. Abel with a big leg kick out of that stretch. The 0-1 fouled away. And it's 0-2 to Payuata. 2 outs here in the 4th. Abel's pitch fouled straight back. Count stays 0-2. Marian Catholic hitting here in the 4th inning. They trail Francis Parker 2-1 in this Division IV CIF Championship Final from Tony Gwynn Stadium at San Diego State University. Abel's pitch low, 1-2. Payuata waits and fouls it back. Payuata battling Abel here in the 4th. Abel's pitch just misses. 2-2. Drilled down the left field line. Ball carried off the fence and right back to the coach Ed Johnson. Tried to barehand it. Count remains 2-2 to Payuata. Payuata way in front of that pitch. Now he waits. Low, 3-2. Count is full to Jorge Payuata. Ball hit deep to left field. Rod Hill turning, running, off the fence. Payuata digging for second. Throw comes in and Payuata will hold it second with a double. He drilled that pitch from Abel deep to left field over the head of Rod Hill. That ball off the fence. Straight away left field. Now up for the Crusaders, the third baseman, number 19, Cesar Serrano. Serrano looks at ball 1. 2 outs here in the 4th, a runner at second. That pitch fouled. Deep to right. Well out of play, 1-1. So the young sophomore, Jason Abel, got the first 2 outs in this inning. Now trying to put the Crusaders away. Up high, 2-1. Coach Johnson asking his hitter to be patient. Oh, and Serrano was hit. That ball hit him up on the shoulder.
Catcher,
He goes down to first base, and
Palacios.
senior shortstop Will Scott's going to come out and have a talk with the young pitcher. They're 2 away here in the 4th. Runners at first and second. And the catcher, Jerry Palacios, now up. Palacios 0 for 1. His fly ball ended the second inning. Now he faces a new pitcher, Jason Habel. Runners at first and second and 2 out. Pitch from Habel. Hit to third base. Sanchez with a diving, and he gets him at third. Aaron Sanchez went to one knee, backhanded the ball down the line, got up, and then dove headfirst to make the play at third base for the 3rd out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left on at the end of 3.5. Francis Parker leads 2-1. Leading off the 4th inning for the Parker Lancers, the first baseman, Matt Kemp. And Kemp rips the first pitch down the right field line. Takes a wide turn and holds at first base. Kemp, the senior, started on the mound tonight. Pitched the first 3 innings. Gave up 1 run on 3 hits. Now moved over to first base.
Second baseman, Kevin James.
Kevin James now, the freshman, up. His second time at the plate. He's 0 for 1 today. And he hits a ball deep to the left center gap. Racing for it. Nobody's going to catch up to this. Takes a bounce. Kemp racing in for third. They're going to hold him there, and James holds with a double. So runners at second and third with nobody out here in the 4th, and the Lancers have a rally going again. Now hitting for the Lancers, number 22, the right fielder, Jeff Goodall.
Right fielder, Jeff Goodall.
Goodall singled to lead off the second. He's 1 for 1 in today's game. Coach Ed Johnson back to the dugout after talking to his pitcher, Castillo. He leaves him in there, and Goodall takes a strike inside. Good fastball from Castillo. I think that's what Ed Johnson's wanted to see all afternoon. I talked with pitching coach Juan Eichelberger before the game. He said they've got about 3 or 4 other pitches ready to go today if Castillo falters. Hit off the hands, down the right field line, racing in, makes the play. Kemp tags at third and beats the throw. And the Lancers lead 3-1. Jorge Payuata made a great catch, sliding down the right field line, came up throwing. The throw was high, though, to the plate, and Kemp beat it. Parker scores another run.
Designated hitter, Garrett Hale.
Kevin James had to hold at second base. And now Garrett Hale, the DH, steps in. Garrett Hale, 0 for 1. Tried to put down a sacrifice bunt in the second inning. Popped it up. Castillo made a great diving, tumbling catch in foul territory to get Hale. Hale takes a cut at a high fastball. 1 strike to Hale. 1 out. Runner at second. One run is already in here in the fourth. Hale waits. High 1-1. Castillo's 1-1 pitch. Strike two. That breaking ball froze Hale right in his shoes. Another off-speed pitch. 2-2. They appeal to the first base umpire. That's Ray Sachs. He says no. Hale did not go around, and the count is 2-2. One out, runner at second. Fastball high and outside. It's full count to the DH Garrett Hale. Castillo with a 3-2 pitch. Bouncing ball to the third baseman. He takes it on the short hop, throws high to first base. Ball's in play. The throw in from Payuato into the catcher. And James is safe. He scores from second on the error by the third baseman, Serrano. Garrett Hale goes all the way down to second base, and the Lancers lead 4-1. Yep. Pinch runner in now for the Lancers. We'll give you that name as soon as we get the number. Garrett Hale hustling down to second on that error.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. For Francis Parker, batting for the left
We've got a
field
double
field,
switch.
Number 3, Patrick McQuinn.
So batting for Rod Hill, number 3, Patrick McGuinn. He's a freshman. Hale is replaced by number 2. And McGuinn takes high. Lancers don't have a number 2 on their roster, so as soon as we get a name for you, we'll get that information in. McGuinn takes low. Another ball. Castillo falls behind. Still 2 outs. Runner at second. And a pickoff play to second. Castellanos covering. McQuinn hits it on the ground to shortstop. Castellanos has a hard time getting out of his glove and throws him out. For the second out, runner had to hold at second. And Steve Black, the leadoff hitter, comes up.
Center field.
Black 0 for 1 with a walk today.
Steve Black.
Francis Parker leading 4-1 here in the bottom of the fourth. This is the CIF Division IV Baseball Championship Final. Black takes low. Black fouls it away. 1-1. Francis Parker, the 4th seed coming into today's game. They finished second in the Coastal League behind Bishops. Marian knocked Bishops out of the playoffs in the semifinals. Their overall record, 21-5-1. Their lead record, 13-2-1. Head coach is Dave Glassy. His assistants are Steve Watson and Zach Rainey. Black takes a strike. 1-2. Steve Black, the center fielder, trying to bring home the runner from second. And time is called. Black waits. Castillo's pitch way inside. Count 2-2. Fouled away. Black stays alive. High, 3-2. So the count goes full to Black. Castillo really struggling with his control today. Coach Johnson is staying with him. And to his credit, the young man's battled up there today. Off-speed pitch. Outside, did he go? No. Appeal down to the first base umpire. Ray Sachs says no, he did not go around, and Will Scott will be the batter. Will Scott, 1 for 2 tonight. He doubled in the first.
Will Scott.
He comes up with 2 outs, 2 on, here in the bottom of the 4th. And he rips a single to left. Great hustle. Ball kept in, and the Parker unable to score a run there.
Come on, Aaron!
Alex Granados, the left fielder,
Third baseman, Aaron.
getting that
Sanchez.
throw back in time. Pinch runner had to hold at third. So now Sanchez comes up. Bases are full, 2 outs. 2 runs are already in here in the 4th. Parker leads 4-1. Coach Johnson wants time. He wants some time to get somebody up in the bullpen. So after a lengthy discussion on the mound, Coach Ed Johnson leaves Castillo in there. Aaron Sanchez stepping in for the Lancers. Sanchez takes strike 1. Pitching coach Juan Eichelberger, former big league pitcher himself, down in the bullpen. Getting a couple of arms ready for the Crusaders. That pitch low in the dirt. The count 1-1 to Sanchez. Sanchez is 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly in the first inning. Takes high. 2-1. Sanchez waiting. 2 outs. Bases loaded. Pitch by Castillo up high. Johnson hoping that Castillo can get through one more hitter. All the Parker players out on the top of the dugout. Sanchez takes low, ball 4. And Castillo walks in a run. So Sanchez goes to first on the walk. Black down to third, Will Scott down to second. And the cleanup hitter, Ben Coughlin, steps in.
Catcher, Ben Coughlin.
Coughlin 1 for 2. He singled and drove in a run in the first. And now he comes in a big RBI situation. Bases loaded. 2 outs here in the fourth. How long will Castillo stay in? Coughlin waits. Runner at third bluffs. High, ball 1. It's 5. Coughlin waits. Castillo up high. Castillo trying to stretch a little bit. I think he's given his team everything he had through the first 3 2/3 innings. Juan Eichelberger walking back in from the bullpen. Going to let Coach Johnson know who he's got next. Low, ball 3. It's 3-0 to Ben Coughlin. Let's see if Coughlin swings away here at 3-0. Castillo's got to throw a strike in this situation. Coughlin calls for time. Now he steps back in. Sanchez at first, Scott at second. Steve Black at third base. And a called strike. Castillo still behind in the count, 3-1. Coughlin waits, hits it off his hands, down to first baseline. First baseman up with it, makes the play himself. And the Crusaders get out of the inning, but not before 3 more runs on 3 hits, 1 error, 3 left. At the end of 4, Francis Parker leads 5-1. So leading off here in the 5th inning for the Crusaders of Marian Catholic, Ismael Salas, the 3rd time he's led off an inning, and that's the way Francis Parker wants it. They want to keep runners off base when they face Salas. Salas a lot of home run threat in that bat. He's 0 for 1 with a walk today. The Parker pitchers have been very careful around him. Jason Habel's first pitch in for a strike, and he gets ahead of Salas, 0-1. In the last inning, the pinch runner for Francis Parker that scored the run was number 2, Pat McQuinn. Replacing Rod Hill in the 9th spot, number 3, Sean Robbins. Now we've got that straight. Back to Marian. Salas takes a ball, 1-1. So that's ball 2. That pitch from Habel, low, ball 3. Habel ahead 0-1 and now falling behind. I think the Parker pitchers want to be very careful around Salas. And Salas smokes one over the head of Hill. Hill takes it off the fence, has a hard time with the bounce. He'll get it back into the infield. Salas looks to see if he can take an extra base. He can't. Will Scott having a little trouble with that throw. And Salas with a double to lead off the 5th inning.
Memo Siqueiros.
Memo Siqueiros now the DH. Up for Marian. He's 1 for 2 with a single in the 3rd inning. Nobody out. Runner at second. Marian trails 5-1 in this game. Trying to put together a little rally. Time is called. And we've got a balk called by the 3rd base umpire. Jim Ferguson with the call. Habel with the balk. Salas moves to 3rd base. Coach Dave Glassy calls timeout. He wants to know what happened there. Jeff Habel now facing Memo Siqueiros. Siqueiros drives it deep to left center. Rod Hill, the left fielder, makes the play. Salas tags. He'll score easily from 3rd, and the Crusaders get another run. Memo Siqueiros with a sacrifice fly to deep left field.
Pitcher, Fernando Castillo.
And the pitcher, Fernando Castillo, steps in. 1 out. Nobody on. 1 run already in here in the 5th. And Castillo takes strike 1. Francis Parker leads 5-2 here in this Division IV Baseball Championship Final. I'm Jeff Scott. You're watching a George Langevin video production. Live today from beautiful Tony Gwynn Stadium at San Diego State University. And Habel gets ahead of Castillo 0-2. Habel's pitch fouled back by Castillo. Coughlin chases about halfway. Realizes that ball is up behind the dugout. And the count remains 0-2. 1 away here in the 5th. Marian trying to rally. Sanchez off the bag. Deep in the hole at 3rd. He pulls Kemp off the bag and the ball goes into foul territory. Kemp recovering. Castillo goes to 2nd on the error. Aaron Sanchez taking the ball right off the top of the bag. The ball took a funny hop on him, and from one knee, he threw the ball wide of first base. Matt Kemp pulled off the bag. The ball rolled down into foul territory. Castillo goes all the way to 2nd on the error. So now hitting the shortstop, Sal Castellanos, with 1 out and a runner at 2nd. So Sal Castellanos comes up with 1 out, runner at 2nd. Takes a strike from Habel. Pitching coach Zach Rainey out to talk to the young right-hander. Decides to leave him in. Castillo, his counterpart, taking a lead at 2nd. 1-1 to Castellanos. Habel's pitch hit foul down the left field line on top of the batting cage here at Tony Gwynn Stadium. And it counts 1-2. Castellanos 0 for 2 in the cleanup spot. Looking to do a little damage here. He hits it in the hole. Shortstop. Will Scott up with it. Strong throw to first. And there's 2 out.
First baseman.
Senior shortstop Will Scott with a nice throw to get Castellanos at first. Castillo having to hold at second base. And John Sullivan comes up. The first baseman, Sullivan, 1 for 2 tonight. He scored the first Marian run, and Sullivan drives the first pitch foul. Falls behind 0-1. Sullivan batting. 0-1 to him. Strike 2 from Habel. Habel's had good control since he's come in relief of Matt Kemp. Habel, just a sophomore, very poised out there on the mound. Habel, the breaking ball, strike 3. And they leave Castillo at second. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left at the end of 4 1/2. Francis Parker 5, Marian Catholic 2. Replacing Castillo on the mound for the Crusaders now is Jared Eichelberger. Jared, the son of Juan Eichelberger, former big league pitcher, who is now the pitching coach at Marian Catholic High School. It was thought that maybe Eichelberger would start tonight's game. But I talked to his dad down in the bullpen before the game. He said Jared would probably be the first pitcher out of the bullpen tonight.
Moves out to center field, Eichelberger.
So Castillo, who pitched 4 strong innings, gave up 5 runs, 6 hits, battled at times. He moves out to center field.
The bottom half of the 5th inning, first baseman, Matt Kemp.
Leading off for the Lancers here in the 5th, first baseman Matt Kemp. Senior left-hander, started the game on the mound tonight. Pitched 3 strong innings for the Lancers. Turned it over to Habel, the sophomore. Now the new pitcher for the Crusaders, Jared Eichelberger, wearing number 27, his dad's old number. Eichelberger's first pitch, chopped just off the mound. Third baseman Serrano unable to come up with it, and Kemp. They're going to rule. Let's see how the official scorer rules this. They're going to say it was a foul ball. So the call by the home plate umpire is going to be a foul ball. Let's wait and see. So Kemp back in the batter's box. That ruled a foul ball. The 0-1 pitch, inside, 1-1 to Kemp. Kemp 1 for 2 tonight with a single in the 3rd. Kemp takes inside, ball 2. A contrast in pitchers. Castillo very short and compact. Eichelberger, long arms, long legs, big leg kick and delivery. And he falls behind 3-1 to Kemp. The pitch, ball 4 from Eichelberger. And Kemp down to first base with a walk. Now Kevin James, the second baseman, is up. James 1 for 2 with a double in the 4th inning. He also scored a run. He faces Eichelberger for the first time.
Baseman, Kevin James.
James hits it down the first baseline. Over to the shortstop. Back to first. Double play. A textbook 3-6-3 double play by the Marian infield. John Sullivan with a great grab and pivot. Serrano's relay gets James in plenty of time, and there's 2 away. 2 out. Here in the 5th. And the batter is number 19, Evan Bergner.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Batting for the right fielder, Goodall. Number 19, Evan Bergner.
Bergner up for the first time. Goodall, the right fielder, leaves the game. He was 1 for 1 with a sacrifice fly and a run scored. And the pitch low, 1-1. Bergner, a 6'2" freshman. A lot of young players on both these teams. Bergner takes a strike, 1-2. Eichelberger's pitch, grounded up the middle. Castellanos, the shortstop, in the dirt. Sullivan digs it out, and that's the 3rd out. So, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. At the end of 5 complete innings of play, Francis Parker leads 5-2.
Number 5.
Now in right field for the Lancers,
Pitching,
Matt Kemp.
number 22,
Matt Kemp moves from first base
Jeff Goodall.
to the outfield and replaces Jeff Goodall, who moves to the mound. Replacing Kemp at first base is Mike Schotten, who started the game at first. So he'll go back in and play first base. Kemp moves to the outfield, and Goodall moves into pitch.
Leading off for Marian.
Cesar Siqueiros leading off for the Crusaders here
Number 6, Alex Granados.
in the 6th inning. Siqueiros takes the first pitch from Goodall, high, ball 1. Siqueiros takes ball 2. Goodall had a difficult time throwing strikes in his warm-ups and comes out 2-0 to the first batter he faces. Let's see if he can right the ship here. Marian needs base runners. And there's a strike from Goodall. Goodall, a 6'4" right-handed sophomore. Siqueiros takes ball 3, and it's 3-1. Goodall popped him up. Sanchez in on the infield grass, bobbles it and makes the play. Aaron Sanchez, the 3rd baseman, with a couple of terrific defensive plays so far. Sanchez, a senior, here in what could be the last game of his high school career. Well, it'll definitely be the last game of his high school career, win or lose. Trying to go out as a champion. Now batting, Jorge Payuata, the right fielder for Marian. He hits the first pitch from Goodall, foul down the left field line. Goodall ahead 0-1. 1 out. Here in the 6th. Good breaking ball. Strike 2 to Payuata. And strike fouled away at the plate. It looks like Goodall worked the kinks out in his warm-up because he's throwing strikes now. Infielders all playing deep. Goodall. Ball 1. 1-2 to Payuata. Payuata's had a good game in right field. And he rips a single to left. Rod Hill up with it. Quickly gets it back into the infield. And a 1-out single by Payuata will bring up Cesar Serrano, the third baseman. Serrano without an official at bat. He hit a sacrifice fly in the 2nd to score the first run for the Crusaders. In the 4th inning, he was hit by a pitch. Now he faces his 3rd pitcher of the game in Jeff Goodall.
Third baseman.
Serrano up there. 1 out, 1 on. Here in the 6th, Francis Parker leads 5-2 in the Division IV Baseball CIF Championship Final. I'm Jeff Scott. You're watching a George Langevin video production from Tony Gwynn Stadium here at the campus of San Diego State University. A beautiful facility, just built a few years ago by a generous donation from John Moores. Ground ball to Sanchez. He throws it high into right field. Kemp bobbles it, can't come up with it. Runner holds at first, runners at first and third. And the batter will be Jerry Palacios, the catcher. Palacios 0 for 2, coming up with a golden opportunity to atone for those earlier at-bats. 1 out. Runners at first and third. The senior Sanchez made a great stop on a ball that was hit to his left. He came up, tried to throw quickly to second to start the double play, and threw the ball over the second baseman's head into right field. Matt Kemp had a hard time coming up with it. And Payuata goes all the way to third. First pitch from Goodall outside, ball 1. Serrano at first, Payuata at third. Palacios trying to drive in a run here. Low, ball 2. 2-0 to Palacios. Goodall seemed to hit a rhythm there. Now the errors hurt him. Good move to first. Serrano back in plenty of time. And Palacios waits. Pitch from Goodall is low, 3-0. A walk here would load the bases and bring up Ismael Salas. And he's the last guy that Coach Glassy wants to see come up to the plate with the bases loaded. Goodall steps off the mound. Now he's back on. And he steps off again. Now Palacios is back in. Takes the pitch from Goodall high. Ball 4. And now the bases are loaded. And coming up to the plate, number 2, the second baseman, Ismael Salas. So a pinch runner for the Crusaders. Number 4, John McGurk. He'll go in and run for Palacios, the catcher, at first base. And stepping up for the Crusaders, number 2, Ismael Salas. Salas with 15 home runs on the year. 39 in his career.
For Marian Catholic, running at first base, number 4, John McGurk.
And Jeff Goodall, the sophomore pitcher, facing the biggest test of his young career. There's one away. Breaking ball. Outside, ball 1. One out here in the 6th. Marian trying to rally. There's a strike. 1-1. They trail 5-2 here in the 6th, but they've got the bases loaded. And Ismael Salas at the plate. Jeff Goodall's pitch. Salas waits and drives it foul down the right field line. You could see him wait for that breaking pitch and then drive it to the opposite field. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Salas. And the pitch is low, 2-2. We're here at Tony Gwynn Stadium, the top of the 6th inning, the CIF Division IV Championship Final. High and inside. Ball 3, full count to Salas. A runner should be moving here. Well, let's see if they remove him. 1 out. Let's see what Coach Johnson does. And they popped him up. Kemp charging in hard from right field. Kemp, and he can't make the play. He lost it in the sun. The throw coming in. 1 run only scored. Salas with a bloop single to right. Kemp losing the ball in that high sun. And Marian scores a run. The score now 5-3. The bases are still loaded. And Memo Siqueiros up for the Crusaders.
Designated hitter, Memo Siqueiros.
Still 1 out. Salas at first. Siqueiros is 1 for 2 with a sacrifice fly and a single. Ground ball to short. They go to second for 1. And another run scores on the fielder's choice. So Salas is out at second. The second baseman, Kevin James, bobbled the ball, but held on to it long enough to get the out. Serrano scores from third, and now Marian only trails 5-4. Runners at first and third, and now Fernando Castillo.
Center fielder, Fernando Castillo.
Dave Glassy out to talk to the second base umpire. Wanted some clarification on that call at second. But there'll be 2 outs.
Number 3,
Now in to run at first base,
Leonard Bruno.
number 3, Leonard Bruno. He'll replace Memo Siqueiros, the DH. Two outs here in the 6th. Runners at first and third. Marian trails 5-4, but a golden opportunity to tie the game. And Fernando Castillo, the center fielder, is up to bat. Castillo pitched the first 4 innings of this game. He gave up all 5 runs. Trying to get his team back in this game. Bruno with a big lead at first. Castillo waits, takes the ball outside, 1-0. Francis Parker leads Marian 5-4 here in the 6th. Breaking ball outside, 2-0. And Goodall struggling to find the plate now. There's a strike to Castillo, and it's 1-2. Excuse me, it's 2-1. Goodall did a great job to pop up Salas. He got Siqueiros to hit the ground ball. Parker couldn't turn 2 on the play. So Castillo now batting with 2 out runners at first and third. Goodall steps off again. Bruno takes his lead. Breaking ball in the dirt. Coughlin does a good job to block it, come up with it. And the count goes to 3-1. Castillo 0 for 3 on the night. And he walks. So a 2-out walk by Goodall. The batter will be Sal Castellanos. Castellanos 0 for 3. But a great opportunity to bust out right now. And Zach Rainey, the pitching coach, is going to go out and talk to Goodall. So the batter is Sal Castellanos, the shortstop. Hitting in the cleanup spot tonight, he's 0 for 3, and he takes strike 1 from Goodall. Goodall, the 6'4" sophomore from Francis Parker, trying to get out of the 6th inning. Bases are loaded, 2 out. Breaking ball in the dirt, 1-1. McGurk, the pinch runner at third. Bruno, another pinch runner at second. Castillo at first. There's that big curveball. Strike 2. 1-2 to Castellanos. Goodall with a chance to get out of the inning. Low ball 2. Everybody in the Parker dugout wanted strike 3 there. So it's 2-2 to Castellanos. The pitch popped up. Straight back. Out of play. Count remains 2-2. Two out, bases loaded. 2 runs are already in here in the 6th. Marian trails Francis Parker 5-4, but they have a great opportunity to tie it up and even go ahead. Ground ball to Sanchez, the third baseman. He tags the runner, and Parker gets out of the inning. But not before Marian gets 2 more runs on 2 hits. 1 error. They leave 3. At the end of 5 1/2, Francis Parker 5, Marian 4.
Correction, first baseman Mike Schotten.
Leading off in the bottom of the 6th for the Lancers, number 13, Mike Schotten. He started the game at first base. Left when Matt Kemp moved there off the mound, and now he's back at first, batting in the 8th spot. He replaces Garrett Hale, who was the DH. He's facing 6'7" senior right-hander Jared Eichelberger from Marian Catholic. Eichelberger's second pitch, high, ball 2. Francis Parker leads 5-4 here in the bottom of the 6th. Eichelberger with a strike at the letters. 2-1. You're watching the Division IV Baseball Championship from Tony Gwynn Stadium here on the campus of San Diego State. Strike 2 from Eichelberger. The count goes 2-2. Inside, ball 3, count is now full. The pitch from Eichelberger, inside, ball 4, and Schotten goes down to first base. That'll bring up Rod Hill, the left fielder. Hill 0 for 1 tonight.
Left fielder, Rod Hill.
Facing Eichelberger for the first time. Nobody out here in the 6th. A runner at first. And Hill gets the bunt down. Eichelberger bobbles it, sweeps it to first in time for the out. Eichelberger diving across the foul line, bobbled the ball, and as he was going down, somehow flipped it to the first baseman Sullivan. They get the out at first. Schotten goes down to second. There's 1 out, and the batter will be Steve Black, the center fielder.
Center fielder, Steve Black.
Black is 0 for 1 tonight with a pair of walks. It's exactly what you want from your leadoff hitter. You want him to get on base. Mike Schotten down at second.
Intentional walk.
And Steve Black intentionally walked so they can face Will Scott, the senior shortstop. With runners at first and second and 1 out, now the double play is in order for the Crusaders. Scott takes ball 1. Scott 2 for 3 tonight with a single, a double, and a run scored. He's facing Eichelberger for the first time. Ball low, 2-0 to Scott. Eichelberger has walked 2 here in the 6th. 1 intentionally, 1 unintentionally. He checks the runner. And his pitch is high, ball 3. Well, that intentional walk looming large now. He's very close to walking the bases full. Eichelberger with a strike at the knees. Scott taking all the way. The count 3-1, 1 out. Here in the 6th, Scott hits it hard down the third base line. Steps on the bag, throws to first, a double play. Serrano with a great play at third. Serrano was playing him on the line. Ball smashed down the third base line. Serrano steps in the bag, throws to first, and Marian gets out of the inning. Parker, no runs, no hits, no errors, 2 left. At the end of 6 complete innings of play, Francis Parker leads Marian Catholic 5-4. So Jeff Goodall, after one tough inning, but he got the Lancers out of trouble in the 6th. He moves to right field for the 7th inning, and now into pitch for the Lancers, number 24, a senior right-hander, Ian McKinley. When you're on. First batter to face McKinley is Sullivan. Sullivan shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes a strike. McKinley, a hard-throwing right-hander. Sullivan 1 for 3 tonight. He singled in the 2nd inning and takes strike 2. We're in the top of the 7th. Ian McKinley trying to close it out for the Francis Parker Lancers. The Lancers lead 5-4 here in the CIF Division IV Championship Final. Sullivan fights it off. Hits a dribbler into the dugout. Stays alive. Count remains 0-2. McKinley's pitch, fouled away again, and the count remains 0-2. McKinley's the 4th pitcher for Francis Parker, trying to close out a CIF championship title. Sullivan trying to keep the Crusaders alive. Sullivan takes outside. 1-2. Well, that's a tough pitch to look at. Sullivan doing a great job. Marian rallied for 2 runs in the 6th. They need 1 more to keep this alive in the 7th. Hit over the pitcher's head to second base. To first, and there's 1 out. Kevin James, the freshman, took it on a big hop.
Left fielder, Alex Granados.
Threw to Schotten in time for the out. Cesar Siqueiros, the left fielder, steps in. Siqueiros, he's 1 for 3 tonight with a single. His single back in the 2nd.
Correction, the hitter is Cesar Siqueiros.
Siqueiros takes low, ball 1. McKinley, big breaking ball. Siqueiros way out in front. 1-1. McKinley with another curveball in the dirt. And he falls behind 2-1. Siqueiros, a senior for Marian Catholic. Marian trying to win yet another CIF championship. Fastball low and outside. 3-1 to Siqueiros. Siqueiros, a senior. His brother Memo, only a sophomore, the DH tonight. They knocked off the Bishop School in the semifinals to get here. And there's ball 4. McKinley looked awfully sharp at the first batter and now can't find the plate. And Jorge Payuada, the right fielder, steps in. Payuada has been on base all 3 times tonight. In the second, he got on a fielder's choice. He doubled in the 4th, singled in the 6th, and takes strike 1 from McKinley. 1 out, runner at first. Francis Parker would love a double play right here. Payuada trying to keep the Crusaders alive. Foul back, out of play. 0-2. Payuada, he's put the ball in play all night tonight. Let's see if he can do it one more time. Hard hit. Single to left. Rod Hill up with it. Sequeiros holds it second, and there'll be runners at first and second with 1 out. So Payuada comes through again, his 3rd hit of the night. And the third baseman, Cesar Serrano, steps to the plate. Serrano 0 for 1. He reached on an error. He was hit by a pitch back in the 4th. And his sacrifice fly in the second drove in the first run of the game for Marian.
Third baseman, Cesar Serrano.
Serrano, a junior, trying to keep it alive. He drives it into right field. There could be a double play, and that's the ball game. Sequeiros caught off second. He didn't tag, and Francis Parker wins the CIF Division IV Baseball Championship. Caught by Goodall. His throw relayed into Will Scott, the shortstop. They doubled Sequeiros off of second base. And the Lancers are champions. The players mobbing each other out at the second base bag. And the coaches shaking hands over at the dugout, giving the team their moment in the sun. The final score, Francis Parker 5-4. The Parker Lancers 5 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. Marian Catholic 4 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. Ian McKinley comes in and out of the bullpen and does the job. And Francis Parker wins the CIF Division IV Baseball Championship for 2001. The final score again from Tony Gwynn Stadium here at San Diego State University. Francis Parker 5, Marian Catholic 4. I'm Jeff Scott, and you've watched a George Langevin video production.
Stay out here, okay? Stay out here. I'll stay out here. Can't sit down, okay?
Memo Sequeiros. Fernando Castillo. Sal Castellanos. John Sullivan. Cesar Sequeiros. Jorge Payuada. Cesar Serrano. Jerry Palacios. Jared Eichelberger. John McGurk. Fausto Batista. Michelle Palafox. Tim Osteen. Assistant coaches, Jose Cruz, Juan Eichelberger, and Donald Canale. Alex Granados.
You guys got nothing to hold you.
The runner-up award goes to head coach Ed Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, here 2001 Division 4 runners-up, the Crusaders of Marian Catholic High School. For the presentation of award to the 2001 Division 4 champions, the Lancers of Francis Parker. Here are Lancers, Steve Black.
Big patch.
We'll just shake their hand. Great comeback for you, buddy.
Ian McKinley.
I nailed it down. Even without you, it didn't happen. Pretty small job. Great career.
One short.
I'll tell you what. Hey, guess what? They came up one short, so I'll give you one later. Okay, congratulations, sir.
Way to go, Steve.
Ben, can I get you real quick, man? I'm here with senior shortstop Will Scott of the Francis Parker Lancers. Congratulations, Will, CIF champions.
Thank you. Feels great. This is what we've been looking forward to all year long.
That's what you guys work for. Now, you were 2 for 3 tonight. You had a good game at the plate and a good game in the field. Tell me about your game plan coming into tonight.
Well, I just tried to come out with a lot of confidence, knowing that we belonged here with these guys too, and I wasn't going to hold anything back. CIF championship, do what I can do, support my teammates, and it all worked out for the best.
A lot of senior leadership. Matt Kemp, Ian McKinley, you guys did a great job. Coach Glassy said he was going to use everybody on this team. Everybody contributed, didn't they?
Yeah, it's been the story of our whole season. Pretty much everyone, coming up in different clutch situations, different guys. There's a new hero almost every week on this team. And you mentioned the seniors. We've been playing together for 4 years. We've been looking forward to this moment for 4 long years. And it's just worth the wait, I think. It's just wonderful.
Well, congratulations. Fantastic. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
All right. Well, thank you. You
All
too.
right, take care, Will.
Who's the best?
All right, I'm Jeff Scott here at Tony Gwynn Stadium with the CIF Division IV champion Lancers. Guys, what a fantastic job. Look at this group of seniors. Let's start with Matt here. Matt, you started off the game on the hill. Was it your plan to go 3 innings and just give it all you had and then turn it over to the bullpen?
My plan was to go as long as I could, as hard as I could. That's what happened.
And you did it all out in the field, at the plate, on the hill. Terrific job. Hey, I want to get over here. Ian, you finished it off. Great job.
Thank you. I just wanted to help my team win.
All right. Now, Will said earlier that you guys have been playing together for a long time. I know some of you guys have been playing together since middle school.
Yeah.
I've seen you guys play that long together. What's it feel like winning a CIF championship?
First one, we've been working hard for
It
this.
couldn't have been better than winning with these guys right here. I mean, these guys are my friends.
worth the
I
wait.
love all these guys.
It's definitely with the wait.
No group of guys that worked harder than these right here. No group. I put my word on that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hey, we played well. We came out, we played some baseball.
You guys did. You played
That's
some
all
great
about,
baseball.
right there, baby.
We played well. Nah, I'm just happy. That's all.
I just want to thank Coach Glassy for 4 years of hard work to get us here and to put the team together to win it.
Good job.
We owed him one. We
Yes.
definitely owed him one.
One
All
for
right.
Coach Glassy?
Oh, absolutely for Coach Glassy.
All right, guys. Congratulations. Enjoy your evening. Jeff Scott here again at Tony Gwynn Stadium with winning coach Dave Glassy, Francis Parker. Dave, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Good stuff.
It was a good game.
I talked to all the seniors just a minute ago, and they said this one's for Coach Glassy for 4 years of working hard with us, but you got a lot out of those kids, didn't you?
Well, they got a lot out of themselves. I mean, they've worked hard. A couple of them have really dedicated themselves to playing the game. They worked all year long. We knew last year that we should have maybe gotten to the championship game, and we didn't. And they didn't let it get them down. They just worked harder to get there this year.
You told me that before the game you were going to use the whole bench. You said everybody on this team contributes. You were right. They did.
Yeah, they do, and it's been that way all year. I don't carry guys that aren't going to help me and help the team. So
You got good pitching tonight from a couple of guys. Got a little shaky there towards the end, but Ian came in at the end and kind of cleaned it up.
yes, he did. Actually, I thought the pitching was solid. Even that inning that we gave up the 3 runs, we made two misplayed balls, the error and then the misplayed ball in right field. We could have been out of that inning with 1 run.
Right.
And, it's something that we've worked on. It's a goal we've had, no errors after the 5th inning, and we had an error today, and the kids kind of pumped up, and they said, we're going to get this last one. We're going to get the 3 outs. So they did.
Congratulations to you.
Thank
What
you.
about next year?
Oh, we should be pretty strong. I'm losing 8 kids, but if you notice, the kids who really contributed a lot today were some underclassmen, some sophomores and freshmen. I've got a couple juniors. One, Sean Robbins, who's been out with cancer for the last year. He's 100% now, and he'll be my starting second baseman. He really would have been this year, but he's just finished his radiation and chemotherapy. So he'll be ready to go next year, and we're looking forward to it.
Well, good. Well, congratulations again. Our hats are off to you. Enjoy your evening. Well, the final score tonight here from Tony Gwynn Stadium on beautiful San Diego State University's campus. Francis Parker defeats the Marian Catholic Crusaders 5-4 in the CIF Division IV Baseball Championship Final. I'm Jeff Scott. You watch a George Langevin video production. Thank you and good night, everybody.